And we are back. Welcome back for race 2 between Sloaters and TGDerp. Sloaters won game 1 with a very impressive 51-14. For game 2, we'll see how this one goes. I'm your commentator, Zeb316, and really looking forward to this race. So the most important thing about early game, in terms of like kind of deciding how seeds go, is whether or not you get early power bombs and are able to check behind meme route. Giving runners the option of checking behind meme route opens up a lot of potential decisions depending on what's back there, and it can make races very complicated very early. Again, Sloaters deciding not to use Moonfall, like always, and Derp deciding to use Moonfall. Giving Derp a small edge early in the game. And we have an E-Tank at Morph Ball. An E-Tank is actually kind of nice to get really early, because if you do decide to go through meme route, it can be kind of dangerous because of the giant side hoppers that deal 80 damage every time they hit you. Derp getting that damage boost first try, nicely done. And Sloater just gets a second try. And we do have a power bomb, so that means that meme route is opened up. We'll see if either runner decides to go through it. I would kind of expect both of them to, at least to check what it is. And we'll see what decisions they make on whether they want to continue through with it afterwards. Also, getting a super at Awakening Missiles is a pretty nice thing. It's really nice to have both power bombs and supers this early. Not have to worry about them. Or making sure to kill that first side hopper with a power bomb. Derp taking one hit, but it's not that big of a deal because he has the extra E-Tank. And we have Norfair. Okay, so this is really interesting. I really like at least checking the transition from these runners. And finding red towers, they'll be able to continue through with that. With an E-Tank, you can at least check ice if you want to. You might not be able to get out, but you can check it. I would probably just check high jump, maybe save scum ice, and then go through red tower. And as a reserve, both the runners like to pick it up. I like picking this up. Yeah, going off of a comment saying that Derp is the most dangerous 13 seeds in the history of 16 seed brackets, I think that literally every single person in this bracket is excellent. There's not a bad runner in it. no matter what seed you are, you're not going to get a free win. And I think, yeah, even the lower seeds are very, very good runners. So I'm curious how much Derp will farm up before going to Ice Speed. Looks like about that much, unless he might come back out too. I don't hate just checking it, and then later, like if it's something worth it and it's not an E-tank, then you can come pick it up after having farmed up later. It is charge beams, so Sloaters won't be able to get out. And Derp won't be able to get out either, unless his reserve tank is completely full, and even then it would be tough. Yeah, I don't think this is enough energy. Yeah, Derp taking a death as well. But, so with charge, it's actually not... It's not super useful this early, actually. It's more useful when you're going to be fighting, like, Mother Brain and Ridley and whatnot. But just knowing where it is incredibly useful, because it means that you don't have to, like, think about, oh, like, do I need to try to get enough ammo for Mother Brain? You just know, oh, I know where charge is. I can go get that later. And that's a really big deal. That being said, Derp going back to get it, I don't hate going back to get it. It does mean that you never have to go to the side Norfair again, which is pretty nice. Derp not laying a power bomb when he wanted to is a little annoying. This much energy, I'm not sure how much energy he has in his reserve still. If he's got a full reserve, I think he can make it out. If he doesn't, then it's going to be tough. He has 80. Okay. I don't think this is enough. It might be. This is going to be really close. No, it's enough. It's enough. Yeah. Okay, so Derp makes it out. Derp definitely doesn't want to die to the flame, the Soba. Gets back up to 38 energy. And continues farming a little bit more. Interesting that Slaughters is electing to pick up this miner. I probably wouldn't go and get this one. If I were going to get one, I would rather get the Alpha Power Bombs item because it has 2. And given the fact that he knows where charge is, I'm not sure how I really feel about checking for the miners there. Like, miners still are important. You still want, like, 30... You still want 30, supers to kill Ridley. If you come across him, especially if you come across him without Barry's suit. But not really rewarded. Just finding missiles. And there's a gravity suit. So Derp, the first one to find a suit. Sloaters will probably find that pretty soon, but for now Derp has the advantage of that. I think this is the first time we'll get to see what's here in the middle. And it's green Brinstar, so actually... Normally this would be really good for sloaters, but given where gravity is, I think this is going to make him spend a lot of time not finding that gravity suit. Just another E-Tanked. Charge beam. Yeah, he's definitely going to get back to Spacer at some point. But imagine that he, like, finds Varia, and then that the transition up here is to, like, a Norfair or something. Then he's not going to find, gravity for quite a while. It's definitely possible that he just, like, ends up back, in Red Tower, and will be able to find it. But Spacer's actually a bit more annoying of a item check than you would imagine in Area Rando. Also, vanilla bombs means that we have a Bomb Chorizo fight. The main reason that I think the Spacer is actually a little bit more annoying than you would imagine is when you go to Red Tower, normally it's because you want to traverse through, to get to different areas. And there are 3 areas on the right at the bottom there, and there are, like, 2 areas at the top, and there's the middle one. And a lot of times you don't actually want to traverse through the area where the Spacer is. You want to kind of traverse in different ways. So actually checking Spacer can be a little bit annoying. And another reserve. I think that's number 3. And just more missiles. So just the 1 super pack so far. Dirk will be checking Gauntlet. Derp does need to be a little bit careful about his health. Gravity does not protect you against the acid, although it makes it easier to get out of. And that's Space Jump, so that's a relatively nice item. And Spring Ball! So, Sloaters finds the best item in the game. Derp didn't check this earlier, so we'll see what's... There are 2 super packs. So this is where all the supers were hiding. We'll see if Derp goes back to Red Tower now. Looks like he is going that way. Or... he found another Red Tower entrance, rather. The Green Brinstar was actually kind of a bust. Oh, that transition. So, that transition kind of being a bust is kind of a good thing for Sloaters because it pushes him back to Red Tower. Although I imagine that he'll check the bottom transition of Green Brinstar before going back to Red Tower. So that could further postpone his him getting Gravity Suit. Derp does find green Brinstar, but backs out wanting to check X-ray first before going through it. I like that. I might have actually even checked X-ray before going through the transition in the first place. If you know you want to get X-ray anyway. I think it's just a little bit worse if you find somewhere where you can't go through. Like, if you find an Orfair portal, then it would be a little bit worse to get X-ray first, but otherwise it's better if you actually want to go through the transition. And we'll see what's at X-ray. And there's Croc, too. So X-ray just being an E-tank. And because Sloaters doesn't have space jump like Derp does, Sloaters will have to check the other Croc and the Croc item before going to the Croc E-tank location. Yeah, I think Derp definitely could skip this. Derp not going through Green Brinstar. That's really interesting. Maybe Derp is looking for an advantage somewhere. And just thinks that Sloaters is going to find Green Brinstar, and if something's there, then he's not in great shape. I'm not really sure. With this number of E-tanks, Peck runs are going to be pretty difficult, and there's not a whole lot left for Derp anyway. I guess, maybe he's looking for Meridia. Boulder's farming up. He needs a super. Or he needs some supers for the Screen Gate glitch. And yep, Derp wants to go to Meridia. Or does he? We'll see. If you didn't go through the Green Brinstar portal, I think that going through this makes a lot of sense. And it's just an E-tank at Grapple Beam. Sloaters resets that. I don't think I would have reset that. You've only got 3 E-tanks. I guess you do have 3 reserves at this point. But now you have to farm up again so that you can check the Croc E-tank item. I don't know, I probably would have kept that. Makes Peck runs a lot easier. I didn't see what was at Mama Turtle, but given Derp is at full HP, I think it was just an E-tank. Yeah, it was just an E-tank. Sloaters! Am I wrong? Did Sloaters just... Yeah, Sloaters just skipped Croc E-tank. That's actually pretty easy to do, because you normally check it once you kill Croc. If you don't check it then, sometimes you just forget. So, hopefully for Sloaters' sake, there's nothing good there. It looks like Derp is heading back to Green Brinstar, if I had to guess. He probably doesn't feel very good about his routing at this point, but... Sloaters will be finding, Gravity Suit pretty soon. Skips that E-tank as well. Derp finding a super. That's one that Sloaters didn't check either. Yeah, Sloaters is kind of playing a little bit weird. He was checking a lot of miners earlier, but he did not check that one. And that one's just kind of like right along the way. But these seeds are very difficult. You can be thinking about 100 different things during them and just forget some stuff. It happens to everyone, so. Oh, with Derp pending his internet connection, we'll see if we can see what's at Croc eating. As Sloaters does get his gravity suit. If there's something good here, Sloaters is never going to remember this. And it's just an E-tank, so Sloaters dodges a bullet. So at this point, it's kind of hard to say who's ahead. I think it kind of depends on what's required. I think that... So Sloaters has more item checks, and he's probably going to be checking Gauntlet. Or maybe not. Space Jump's actually a pretty big advantage, given like how few movement items there are so far. And I think the Derp might be in a better place, too, in Green Brinstar. Because of where, it leads to. Derp picking up the energy tank at Grapple Beam. And Sloaters finds Kraid. Or Kraid's lair, I should say. Not necessarily Kraid. So Sloaters can kill 3 out of the 4 boxes. Has no way of killing Ridley at this point. And Dragon would be pretty annoying. Decides not to save. Where was Sloaters' last save? What this tells me is that he, yeah. Yeah. If this is Ridley, he wants to reset to his last save. I didn't see him save. Yeah. So, that makes a lot of sense. And it is Dragon. So this is going to be an annoying fight, but Sloaters can kill Dragon. This is a really big deal, actually, because that means that Sloaters will have access to, through the back half of Meridia to the Meridia boss, and Derp does not. Derp making his way through Green Brinstar. Not sure how big of a deal it'll end up being that Sloaters is able to get the Meridia boss. It might be huge, might not end up being that big of a deal. But this item at Dragon could be huge too. It is Plasma Beam. Okay, that's a pretty big item. Sloaters hasn't picked up that Charge Beam yet, but he knows where it is. And having Plasma plus Charge is already a very good beam combo. If we find Screw Attack, I think that Derp's in a lot better of shape, actually, than Sloaters. Because of Derp's energy situation, he actually has the ability to do Suitless Lord Warfare if he needs to. And because of that, I'm curious whether he'll think about picking up these power bombs. Looks like he's going to be picking up these missiles and super missiles. Floaters find this energy tank and will be springbolt jumping to it. Kind of curious, given that he's skipped so many E-tanks at this point, that now he wants this one. I think it might be he wants the refill, though. Maybe he's planning on doing some heck runs in Norfair and just wants the refill right now. We're in kind of a weird spot where I think that Derp has an advantage because there are so few movement items. That space jump is actually a really big deal. But at the same time, Derp also would have an advantage if they did have movement items because Derp has so much better of a shot of doing Suitless Lord Warfare with all that energy. I think what Derp is hoping for here, though, like, if you could see the race, is just that Sloaters doesn't find any more movement items. So that space jump can be a big advantage. And there's Speed Booster. So not having Dragon killed, all of a sudden not looking like that big of a deal now that Derp has Speed Booster to get through. We'll see what's at Norfair Reserve. Ice. Okay, that's pretty big too. Not huge, because Floaters already had a way through Meridia and didn't really need this Ice Beam. But it does save quite a bit of time. Makes the beam combo better when he finds Charge Beam. Makes Torian faster. Just all around a pretty good item. Floaters assigning to Crystal Flash here. I don't love Derp's loadout for Ridley. If he had one more super, it would be pretty free. But with this amount of ammo, you really can't miss anything, basically. Which is a lot harder than it seems. Like, when you're not doing it under the pressure of taking damage constantly, it's not that big of a deal. Just another E-tank. Derp deciding not to pick it up. I might pick that up, but... Yeah, this is the 5th match so far in the round of 16. I believe this is the last one today. Yeah, that... Looking away for a second, I completely missed that. Sloaters27. So that, obviously, is enormous. One big thing about... So if Sloaters hadn't picked up that Ice Beam, I think that this would be a lot closer at this point. I think it still might end up being pretty close. Just because Sloaters won't find that speed booster. Like, he might. But I think in all likelihood he won't. Oh man, he might actually. He might decide to go through the sand pit to avoid Botwoon, to avoid that fight. So I don't think that he's gonna intentionally, like, check any items anymore. But if he decides to skip Botwoon... I mean, it's not that big of a deal to go through Botwoon. Because he has charged Ice Plasma, that makes the fight pretty fast. And he has Ice to get through the pre-Botwoon room. I'm not sure which one's actually faster, and both ways you get a free item check effectively. It's probably better, yeah, just to go down, go around to avoid Botwoon. Yeah, Derp trying to use some power bombs on Ridley. Like I said, I think that's a really tough fight when you have, like, exactly enough ammo with missiles and supers. I wonder if he's going to continue to try it. I didn't... Yeah, he is at full supers. If he had one more, I think this would be so much easier. It looks like he's just bailing, though. Can't blame him. It's gonna be a pretty big deal, though. He's gonna have to come back here at some point. And Spoilers is checking Wave Beam. That's interesting. Maybe he wants another movement item. Finds Wave Beam. That makes his beam combo very good. Best in the game, but... This is a very bare bones loadout, in terms of movement, for Sloaters. Derp finds another super. I wonder if now that he's found that super, if he's gonna go back and try to fight Ridley. And you're gonna have to do it at some point. Looks like he's just gonna go check the transition, though. Which I don't hate. But I think these movement items are a big deal if Derp is able to find Varia pretty quickly. if he can't, and even then, like, Derp's down a boss. He just spent a lot of time in Meridia and didn't kill the boss there. I think Sloaters might be just too far ahead at this point. Like, the loadout is going to be a really big deal, but I'm not sure Derp can catch up. I think, well, he can, but, like, I'm not sure if he will. And there's Torian, so that's pretty unfortunate for Derp. Although, it might be bad for Sloaters, too, if Sloaters decides to go to Meridia before finding War Warfare. If Sloaters finds War Warfare first, then that's a huge deal. That would mean that he gets to finish at the spot where Torian is again. But if Sloaters finds... or if Sloaters goes to East Meridia first and has to backtrack, then that would be really big. That Torian actually, for Dirt, that means that not killing Ridley now is a lot better. Because Derp's gonna have to come back here anyway. So not killing Ridley at this moment isn't that important. And there's Vorn Orfer for Slaughters, so yeah, this is going to be really, really good routing for him. I imagine we'll see him check the majors. Probably won't find much. Might find a high jump, though. Yeah, I don't blame him for checking the majors because they just save so much time. Like, speed might save actual minutes here. Maybe not quite, but like... it might save over a minute. Yeah, it definitely does save over a minute, I think. Even this way in the run. Derp going back to Waterway, just finding another E-Tank. If Derp had, like, 2 more power bombs, then I think that he would be pretty comfortable with doing, Duelist War Warfare. Because Ridley isn't vanilla. Makes it a lot easier. Order's making use of that spring ball. Oh yeah, Derp does have bombs, it looks like. Just missed that. And there is Fantoon in War Warfare. Slaughter should have no problem with that. Not even having to use a Doppler 2 round, can just use the Charge Ice Wave Plasma. And Derp, it looks like, will be finding his Varia suit pretty quickly. But at this point, it's probably going to be too late. As Floaters, once he finds East Meridia, will just have to beat the boss and then head all the way through to get to Torian. Floater's making his way out of Lornorfer. So have we found the entrance to Lornorfer, where that goes? I don't think the Floaters wants to go through there. But he might think the Torian is there. It's not really going to matter. I think that he's just going to go to East Meridia and then go all the way through, and if it's not Torian, you get to... Yeah, if we found this, and he knows where it's going, then I think this makes sense. Criteria Red Tower elevator, this is? Okay. Then yeah, if he knows that, then this isn't crazy. Oh, if we haven't seen it, then I don't like this. Because if this is Torian, and we haven't seen it, that's super bad for Floaters. If we have seen it, and it is somewhere he knows he wants to go, then I like going through it, if he thinks it's faster than going through the back exit. Derp getting his wave beam. After Varia. I did not see if he picked up ice, but I'll get to see in a second after he fires a shot. Floaters, instead of using a gravity jump, electing to freeze the crab. He did get ice? Okay. Derp finding wreck ship. Floater is just thinking about where he needs to go. He might have forgotten about where East Meridia is. Being on the opposite end of Green Brinstar, or the far end. And the only way there is through Red Tower. Oh, you know what? I think that he thought that he probably only had Torian and East Meridia left. So I think that he thought that that Lornorfer entrance was going to take him to East Meridia, and that the other entrance to East Meridia was going to be Torian. I think that's what happened. But he eventually does find his way back to Green Brinstar. As Derp is going all the way through Wreck Ship. Derp still hasn't found Kraid's lair, which is at the top right entrance in West Meridia. And we'll see if Sloaters elects to go down the sand pit or whether he decides to fight Botwoon. I do think that going down the sand pit's probably better, but I'm not 100% on that. I think they're pretty close, probably, in terms of time. And it looks like he's going up. I don't think it really, like, on average, I don't think it matters that much. I imagine the times are very similar. Actually, I think, thinking about it now, I think this is probably faster. Yeah, this has to be faster. Yeah, ammo count can definitely come into the picture, whether what your beam combo is, stuff like that. Those definitely matter for this, but given what Sloaters has, I like going this way, I think. I might have even picked up that E-Tank just to make the Ridley fight cozy, but Sloaters should have no issues with Ridley. Although, yeah, Sloaters does low ice. This is, in terms of movement, this movement is low ice, except it's a lot faster than low ice for Ridley. Yeah, it's just the Ridley fight without high jump is a little bit different, but it's not too bad. And he's probably got, like, multiple reserve tanks anyway, of health. I'm not sure how full they are. Yeah, they are full. Okay, yeah, he's fine. 3 reserves even. Yeah, that's plenty of energy. And Ridley down. So now Splitters has completed all of the G4 bosses, finds the X-ray beam after it is no longer useful. And Derp takes out Phantoon. Voters, I think, should know that this will take him to Torian. Just go through this area. The wall jump from the right side here is a lot harder than it looks. The wall jump on the left side is actually a lot easier if you're trying to get up there without high jump. Derp making his way back out of Floor Warfare. We'll see if he goes to the front of Floor Warfare. I don't think they've seen that entrance yet. He might have. But I wouldn't blame him because he hasn't seen Kraid, so he still needs to find that. And this will be another sub-hour time for Sloaters. Not as good as his last one, but it should be around a 58. And Sloaters is down the Torian elevator at about 5102. Should be a pretty normal Torian. No speed means that the escape will be a little bit slower, as well as no high jump. He has plenty of ammo, and he's got full beam combo from Other Brain. So doesn't really have to worry at all about ammo. Derp finds the Meridia entrance. I think he'll realize that he has to go to the top right here. Sloaters, of course, could not do baby skip because didn't have high jump. Oh, and there is high jump at Kraid's warehouse. With that, I don't think that Derp will be checking Dragon item, which is unfortunate for him because it's plasma. Although he might. We'll see. I think taking one of the good items out of the pool, though, makes checking Dragon a lot less likely, a lot less good. Mother Brain 1 down for Sloaters. I think the seed just kind of didn't... Both of these seeds kind of just didn't work out for Derp. I actually feel like kind of this one especially. I think the Derp had some advantages at some point. And the seed just kind of didn't work in a way that he could make use of those advantages. Mother Brain cutscene almost finished for Slaughters. Yeah, this is looking like a 58 time, I think. And Mother Brain's re-down. Yeah, I think this will be a very low 58 for Slaughters. Don't think it'll be quite a 57 though. Ooh, using Spring Ball there. I like it. That's a pretty cool strat. Coming into the Leotox room. Oh, Slaughter's falling down a little bit in the climb. Won't end up mattering. Heading up through Parlor now. And Slaughters has finished with a official racetime.gg time of 58 minutes and 6 seconds. GG to Slaughters. See if they want to do interviews. Okay, it looks like they will. I think. And we are joined by our winner, Slaughters. GG, Slaughters.
Thank you. GG.
So what do you think about those seeds?
They were a lot easier than the ones I practiced this week, so that was pretty fortunate for me. The routing was pretty good, I think, for the most part on my end. I didn't feel like I really made any really bad calls or anything like that.
The only thing that you did, that you probably have no idea that you did, is that you completely forgot about proc E-Dink. But
yeah, I remembered a few rooms after that, and then I said, well, I probably need to come back there later to do Meridia or East Meridia. So if I don't have what I need by then, I'll go pick it up. But I was worried about that it was like Varia or something, and I would have screwed myself.
Yeah, we were also joined by Derp, TGDerp.
GG. A little disappointed with how those seeds went, but no shame in losing to Sloaters. He's a pretty good Super Metroid player.
Yeah, that
did
first
you
seed.
last location G4, the second seed as well, Sloaters?
I did, yes. Or
Yeah,
I think I
mean,
did.
With where G4 was in both seeds, whoever found it first was probably just going to lose. Or, well, that's not entirely true, but like if you last located it, you had a pretty big advantage from not having to backtrack through a pretty significant portion of the seed. And
Yeah.
I had to in both of them, so really disappointing. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it looked like at the end there, Slaughters, when you were in Lorne Warfare, you went back through the front. Had you forgotten about where East Meridia was?
Yeah, I was studying my tracker a bit, like trying to figure out the most efficient way to do it. So it kind of took me a second to see that path I ultimately took.
Mm. Yeah, area rando is hard with that sometimes. I don't remember. Did you ever find the front of Lorne Warfare before that?
No. No, I guess I didn't. I don't think I did.
Because I was thinking if you hadn't, then that could have been G4, and that would have been really, really bad for you, because you have had to go all the way back through Lorne Warfare again.
It's tough with these. Like, if you have one like that where you find G4 and you're not done yet, like that's so much backtracking. Like Derp said, it's almost like, especially in these seeds, it's kind of like win or lose if it happens to one person, not the other, which is unfortunate. That's kind of like the double-edged sword, I feel like, with these. It kind of levels the playing field, but also there's huge swings like when stuff like that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that Derp had a lot of advantages in this one. He found a lot more movement items than you did. Found speed booster and space jump for a lot of the race, whereas you were just stuck on not having those. But he just wasn't able to find Varia, and then like once he found Varia, he didn't have any bosses down, whereas you were already kind of plowing through them. So you were far enough ahead to just be able to stay ahead at that point.
I am pretty frustrated that I didn't find the 4th reserve tank, because I definitely would have grabbed it at that point.
Did I find it? I don't remember if I did.
I don't think so, but you might have.
I know I found 3. I don't remember if I found the last one.
Our race room is called Jolly Trash Tank, so that was kind of funny.
Well, there were a lot of trash tanks pretty early in that seed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of all I have to say. Any thoughts from you guys? Any last thoughts?
I'll just say GG to Derp again. It's scary in the first round, getting an opponent like Derp. That's how you know the whole bracket's really stacked. So I'm glad I was able to have some good runs on my end, because I definitely need him up against a player like Derp. So
yeah, I think that I was talking about some during the race. Like every single player in this tournament is very good. There isn't anyone who, other than maybe Nevdi, who I'm not scared of. But yeah, like there's no free wins in this tournament. Like doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed or wherever you're seeded, you're gonna have a really tough race. So yeah, getting a win against anyone this tournament is a pretty big accomplishment. Any last words from you, Derp?
Yeah, GG to Sloaters. There's a lot of good players in this tournament. It's going to have a tough road pretty much no matter what. It's kind of unfortunate that it's ending so soon, but then again, I'm still having a little bit of internet issues, so maybe it's for the best that you don't have to watch my stream anymore in the tournament. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to watch the rest of this tournament, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
Okay, and with that, thank you two for running. Make sure to follow the runners. You can follow me as well, if you would like. I have been Zeb316, and this has been the first round of the round of 16 for the Super Metroid Randomizer tournament for the SGLIVE. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you guys later.